Hey everyone, it's Jamie back here with Ideas for Fitness and Finance. So I'll be talking about Huel Black Edition again, the unflavoured and unsweetened version. So I've had it 3 times now in the week. The first time I just had the, instructions as per the box. So that's 510 mils of water in the shaker with 2 scoops, which is 90 grams, which gives you about 42 grams of protein, and then all the 27 minerals and vitamins. There's fibre in there, there's some fat, there's some carbs and things like that. But I'm focusing on the protein side. So the only thing I did find doing it that way is, like I said before, the water plus unflavoured Huel flavour just kind of reminded me a little bit of porridge, a little bit of when you have cereal and you've left it in the milk too long, that kind of, I suppose, like a little bit malty flavour. So it's not like a bad flavour, but it wouldn't be for everyone. And then it's definitely minimised if you do sweeten it yourself. Or if you can do other things with it, like have it with milk, or have it with porridge, which is a couple of other ways. Just with the original way, so with the water and the Huel mixture, what I did find is it's like trying to drink a pint, so it's quite a lot of volume to have. So to have it just in a very short space of time is quite difficult for me to just chug it down in 10 minutes or something. So what I ended up doing was having a few sips and then doing something, coming back, having a few sips. And what I did find, maybe because I didn't use enough water, or if I maybe didn't shake it quite hard enough, is that it did kind of solidify at the bottom of the shaker a bit. So that's not ideal, but could well have been my issue. I'll probably try that again and see how it goes. So that's kind of one way I'd say. Yeah, especially with the unflavoured version, it wasn't amazing, but it kind of does the job, I suppose. It tastes like you're having something for the purpose of the protein, basically. So that's okay. I would give it maybe like a 6 out of 10, 5 out of 10, something like that. Maybe the flavoured ones are different, but then I guess you've got the trade-off of any extra sugars or sweeteners, or any extra ingredients, maybe more calories or something. With the second way, which I had Huel Black Edition, was I tried just a half measure, so it'd be like 250 mils of liquid, with 1 scoop, so one 45 gram scoop, which would be about 20 grams of protein. So I probably preferred that, partially because it was a smaller volume to have, so I could have it in a short space of time, and there's no real kind of clumping issues. I did kind of keep shaking it just in case, but that seemed to work a bit better. And maybe just my preference, but I did it with milk, so you do lose, I suppose, from gone from 2 scoops at 40 grams of protein to 1 scoop. You've only got the 20 gram of protein, but then if you make it with 250 mils of, I use semi-skimmed milk, dairy milk, that gives you another 9 grams of protein back. So you're just under 30 grams of protein if you make a half portion with milk. Also, if you did the double portion with milk, then you'd probably be closer to 60 grams of protein, something like that. But again, that's obviously quite a lot of fluid to have. I suppose it's okay if you're actually going to use it for a meal replacement, but I suppose I'm using it as an additional source of protein, so like a supplement rather than a meal replacement, which in my opinion is probably healthier. Just because I'm not necessarily trying to lose weight, I'm just trying to get, I suppose, more protein, in a way that isn't consuming lots of meat, especially red meat, and things like that. But I also do eat red meat and fish and chicken, everything as well. So that's the second way, which I did prefer it with milk. You'd have to check about non-dairy alternatives, how much protein they would give you, but at least you'd get what was in the scoop, which would be the 20 grams of protein. And then the third and last way that I've personally tried is I basically did roughly the 45 gram scoop with roughly the same amount of porridge oats, and then added probably around 250 ml of, again, semi-skim milk, and then this time I added some peanut butter, so like a tablespoon of peanut butter would be another few grams of protein on top. So then you're probably looking at 35 to 40 grams of protein as a breakfast. And I found that the peanut butter helps kind of I suppose enhance the taste, if you like peanut butter, or whatever you can have or prefer the taste of. And then what I end up doing is actually adding a banana as well. So I'm getting one of my 5 a day. I'm getting 35 to 40 grams of protein. I'm getting a good amount of fibre, probably at least 10 grams, something like that. All in one sitting. It did take me a little while to get through it, but that's maybe my favourite way. And again, I just kind of, I suppose, it's preferable to me to eat food rather than try and drink my meals. So for me, that was better. So yeah, so maybe one of those ways will be best for you, but yeah, I preferred to basically just make it half and half with porridge, and then add effectively I suppose a little bit of sweetness from the peanut butter, but also would add the calories and would add some protein in, and probably a little bit of salt as well, and then the banana added the sweetness. But you could, I think it would be good. I often use like frozen berries, that are quite cost effective to have, and quite healthy antioxidants, and again, you can measure out 80 grams and have one for 5 a day from that, or even do both. But that would be, depending on how much you like to eat for your breakfast, would be quite a big one, if you had both. And I'm sure you could alter the values as well, but that was probably my favourite way. I know you can do overnight oats using, again, like 50-50 between, I think with overnight oats it's jumbo oats, and then use maybe an equal measure of one scoop of Huel, so about 45 grams, and then you'd have probably similar similar amounts of protein, although I think with overnight oats you use maybe a little bit of natural yogurt or Greek yogurt, and then depending on how much you use, you probably get a few grams of protein from that. So you could even be heading towards the 45 grams of protein for breakfast. And what I find is that I'm not intentionally kind of trying to lose weight from it, but I felt full for quite a long time just from that. From say 9 a.m. till 2 p.m. I just had that porridge, and I'm a relatively big eater, so just as a if you were trying to lose weight, something like that might be quite effective, because I didn't really feel any need to snack particularly in that time frame. So what's that, 6 hours almost. I didn't really feel the need to snack, so that's probably a good way to avoid the calories. Just the protein seems to make me feel quite full, and that might not be the case for everyone, but I've heard quite a few people have that kind of effect from it, I suppose. And then you're not having any kind of processed white bread or things like that. So just maybe a couple of ideas that might find helpful. I'll probably try the overnight oats at some point and see how I find those, because I probably do quite like unsweetened things, but what I'm finding with the Huel is the flavour alone of it does need a little bit of sweetness, so you just have to think about what you can and enjoy having, honey, bananas, chocolate spread, whatever it is that you like, even if it's not there's obviously a reasonable amount of calories in something like peanut butter, but then you are getting protein, and if that's displacing a packet of crisps, displacing a chocolate bar, then overall you might be better off, depending on how much you put in. So just a few ideas. The unflavoured version definitely won't be for everyone, but I can live with it, and then you can just kind of find out what ways work. For me, the porridge was the best. then probably the shake using milk, and then the shake using water would probably be the least. It's still not bad or anything. It's just it's probably less enjoyable. And I think a part of healthy eating would be, finding something that's kind of sustainable, so that you at least enjoy to some level, so then you can keep doing it. And then, I just think psychologically, maybe eating and probably your guts and so on probably do prefer you to eat solid food and get your calories that way, because I'm sure there's lots of complex responses that your brain has when you drink calories. It's very easy to drink calories, I suppose, but it's whether you feel as full that way, and whether there's any other effects of that. But I definitely prefer to eat my calories. So just a few ideas. I'll probably try it a few other ways, and I'll let you know how those go. I weighed myself on Thursday. I hadn't really changed weight, which is not overly surprising. I did feel a little bit stronger, maybe from kind of upping my protein intake in general, but obviously it's quite early to tell. But I'll definitely post an update on that. And if you enjoyed any of these videos, if you could like and subscribe, that'd be really helpful. And I'll see you next time.